نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم فاسألوا أهل الذكر إن كنتم لا تعلمون رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي يا رب صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم. My respected elders, young brothers and friends, in this weekly Q&A session, I make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, may Allah accept it and may Allah make it means of our learning the deen and understanding it. Today, in our today's session, the foremost question is, who are the committee members of LIC, meaning Leeds Islamic Center? Well, if you want to know who they are, if you go into Google and type in Leeds Islamic Center Charity Commission, and it will come, you will find the list of the trustees and the committee members. The second question is, are we allowed to sell, number one, non-halal meat, chicken products, fresh meat, sandwiches? Not at all. Because these are the, as you said, non-halal. So a Muslim is not allowed to sell non-halal products. And number two, he says in the same question, lottery and alcohol. Not at all. They're selling the lottery tickets. It's totally gambling, it's haram. Lottery is gambling. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prohibits the gambling. And alcohol, everybody knows alcohol. It's haram, you can't selling, even carrying the crates of alcohol, the bottles of alcohol is all haram. Our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam cursed the people, those who drink, who buy, who sell, who carry the bottles of wine. They are all cursed by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now they are here asking what to do with head and beard hair after cutting, what to do with nails after cutting, or what about female hair, nail after cutting? Well, the masla is, as the Muftiyani Kiram explained, if it is possible to bury them, then one should bury. But if it's not possible, then you can throw them and you won't get any guna. The question this rises why? Because the human body should be respected. When a person dies, what we do? We bury him. And nails, hair, they are part of our body. So the ulama, they say, firstly, we should, if it's possible, we should bury them. The nails, just rub them in a piece of paper and just bury them in the garden. But the Muftiyani Kiram, they say, especially the hair, they say, and if you don't bury them, and then it's fine. Some Muslim behave nicely with a few people who could be from same native country. They do not treat everyone same and one ummah. Why we have hate for one another in our eyes? How can we improve? Well, if there is something inside us need to be improved. We need to change our own selves. Simple as that. And if we are not treating everybody samely, then we need to change ourselves. And now we live where we meet everyone, backgrounds. But we should remember that innamal mu'minuna ikhwatun. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala clearly declares each and every believer, they are Muslim, they are brothers. Regardless their background, their color, their language, which country they belong to, which city they belong to, which tribe they belong to, their castes. When we say La ilaha illallah, we become Muslims, we become brothers. So the best solution, in order to have love for one another, as I mentioned before, the Prophet ﷺ said, whenever you meet someone, give them salam. Whether you know them or you don't know them, just give them salam. And through salam, this love will come in our heart for one another. Because this sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, giving salam, greeting one another, is such that Rasulullah ﷺ, he clearly said to us, he told us that if you want love for one another, then give salam to one another. But unfortunately, in this day and age, we seem to give salam to only those whom we know or who are our friends, and we just ignore those we don't know. Whether we know, when we come to, someone can turn around and say, well, I never knew he was a Muslim or not. You can say this when you're in the town or somewhere in the marketplace where you don't know somebody. Say, for instance, the identity of a Muslim is a beard and a hat. You can tell he's a Muslim. But if someone he's a Muslim and yet you don't know him and he doesn't have a beard, he doesn't have a hat, and you don't know whether he's a Muslim, you might hesitate to give salam. He might turn around and say, I'm not a Muslim. So you can make an excuse there that I never knew. But in this area, masjid, when we come to the masjid, everybody knows all the who are here, they are Muslims. Now, if we come to masjid and in the area of the masjid we ignore one another and don't give salam, this will clearly show that we have a grudge for one another. You can justify by if somebody's outside, I never knew he's a Muslim or not, because I can't see any Islamic identity on this person, so I never gave him salam. Okay, that's fine. But here in the masjid, when you come to this, when you step in not only in the masjid, when you're in this, in the area of the masjid, everyone who are here, they're Muslims. So if we come to masjid and don't give salam to one another, then this will show that, there's something wrong with us. There are something in our heart that, which is bothering us. And can I tell you one thing? This kibr, the arrogance is such that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't like. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, innahu la yuhibbul mustakbirin. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he does not like those who are arrogant. And our Prophet ﷺ, may we be sacrificed on our path for him. He has told us everything, how we can get rid of, these diseases, which can be found within us. And, he has given us a remedy for everything. He has given us a remedy for everything. If you're looking to live for long, if you're looking for a long lifespan, one hadith, Prophet said, give salam, keep giving salam to one another, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will extend your lifespan. Who doesn't want to live long? Everybody. I desire, you desire, everybody wants to live long. So in our Prophet in hadith, he says, خَيْرُ النَّاسِ مَنْ طَالَ عُمُرُهُ وَحَسُنَ عَمَلُهُ. Amongst the people, the best one is the one, who gains a long life, and also, he does good righteous deeds. He is the best person in the community, who has a long life, and yet, he's doing also good deeds. And the worst person amongst the community is he, who has a long life, and he also, and he's committing sins, and he's doing the disobedience, he's in the disobedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he says that when two Muslims meet one another, the one who gives salam first, he is free from kibr. The one who gives salam first, he is kibr. He is free from kibr. Who say this? Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam saying that this believer, he is free from kibr. Al-Badi bis salam bari'u min al-kibr. The one who gives salam first, he is free from the kifr, from the arrogance, from the pride, and from the kibr. So we through these sunnahs of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we can get rid of these. Which means when we give salam. This means that we are treating. This is a treatment for ourselves. That we are getting rid of these diseases. These diseases which are found within us. Imam Abu Zakir used to say the kibr, the arrogance is the ummul amrad. Ummul amrad. The root of all, the mother of all the diseases. The ummul amrad. What happened to Shaitan? Shaitan. What made? For 80,000 years he worshipped Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. And what happened at the end? He was rejected. Why? Which is because of this disease in the kibr, the arrogance, and he was thrown out of Jannat. And he's cursed till the day of judgment. Did the Prophet have intercourse with 11 women in one day? Was he also given the strength of 30 men to have intercourse? Our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this is true. The hadith of Bukhari, Sahih al-Muslim, Bukhari in the chapter of Kitab al-Ghusl, narrated by Anas radiallahu ta'ala anhu, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to go to all of his wives, and they say that he was given the strength of 30 men. There's no doubt in this. I mean, when you look, our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was, he was married to 11 wives. And when you look at the other prophets, Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam, 300 wives, 500 wives. His father Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam, and our Prophet he was only married to 11 wives, and 2 of his wives passed away while he was alive, and when he passed away, his 9 wives were still alive. So this is right. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his wives were 11, and he used to go around, and this not all the time, keep at once, one night or one day, to all of his wives, not all the times, occasionally. And he used to have turns with his wives. He used to have turns with his wives. He would, he'd give, if he was to stay with Aisha 2 days or 3 days, then he would give every wife 3 days. So those who have 2 wives, they should be equal with each and every, fair with each and every wife. But one thing, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, "Oh Allah, don't blame me and don't punish me for something which is not in my power. What is within my power, I'm doing that. Being equal and fair with each and every wife. But there is one thing which is not in my power. It's beyond my power, and that is having love more for Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha." He said, "This is something that it's not in my control. Oh Allah, I ask you to not to seize me because of this, that I have more love for Aisha, and this is not in my control." And this is the nature of a human being. Parents, they have few children, they may have love for one child more than the other, but yet, their parents, they have love for everyone. But this is something, is a person's nature, that sometimes he may have love for one more than the other. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he had love for each and every wife, but he had more love for Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha. Is it haram to sleep with your wife if she is on her monthly circle? If so, what is the punishment? Well, one can lie down with his wife while she is in her monthly period, menses. There's no restriction. He can, she is his wife. He can sleep with her, but he cannot have intercourse with her in the period of menses, when she is in the period. But if the husband feels the matter may go further, then the ulama, they say he shouldn't sleep with her while she is in the monthly period. He should avoid it, because the one who goes to his wife and has intercourse while she is in the monthly period, our Prophet cursed such person. So we should be very careful that when a wife is in her monthly periods, we should stay away from her. And if we feel that, if I sleep with her, to sleep with her while she's in her monthly periods, you're allowed. It's permissible. But if a husband feels that, why, stay my control, then, he should still sleep in a separate bed. And also, someone asking, Hazrat Sheikh Zakaria Rahmatullah alayhi and Hazrat Maulana Yusuf Kandalvi Rahmatullah alayhi and Hazrat Maulana Yusuf Mutala Rahmatullah alayhi passed away currently. Who are those pious people we are left with? Who? How we take benefit from them now? And they're saying, now, after these personalities who have passed away, and who do we go to now? Alhamdulillah, there are some personalities to whom we can turn. And Maulana Bilal, Madam Barakatuhumul Aliyah, he used to be the senior teacher of Dar al-Bari. And besides Maulana Bilal from Bari, he is Maulana Bilal, remember Maulana Bilal, he is the Khalifa Maulana Zakaria Rahmatullah alayhi. And he was the youngest and the very last Khalifa of Maulana Zakaria Rahmatullah alayhi. And he is, alhamdulillah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, blessing his lifespan. And he is running, and at the moment, the Dar al-Ulum, Markaz al-Ulum, our Hazrat Maulana Yusuf Mutala Rahmatullah alayhi, who bought the place in Blackburn, and he is in charge of that Dar al-Ulum. And the work, is under the construction, meaning they're repairing the building, and inshallah, soon the classes will be starting. Because of COVID-19, everything went down. So soon the classes will be starting over there. He is there, Maulana Abdul Rahim Limbada. He is also Abba Hazrat Maulana Yusuf Mutala's Khalifa. And besides them, there are so many. Bradford Mufti Saiful Islam, who is running the JKN Madrasa. He is Abba Hazrat's Khalifa. So besides them, there are so many, to whom we can turn, and how our Islah done by these personalities. Maulana Salim Durat from Leicester, who is Riaz al-Ulum, who's got a Dar al-Ulum called Riaz al-Ulum. He's also one of the saints and one of the pious personalities in the UK. And somebody asked here regarding if someone has wusl, wajib wusl, he did a wudu before the wusl, and he wants to rinse the whole body. Will the wusl be valid? Yes, providing the water reaches to each and every hair of the body, the wusl will be done. And also somebody asked here regarding the fasts of the white nights. White nights meaning our Prophet ﷺ used to fast on the 13th, 14th and 15th of every month. And these nights are known the Ayyam Bid, the white nights, meaning the sun, it's a full moon, and at night there's light, so they're known as the Ayyam Bid. And he Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam used to fast on these nights, and it is the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ to fast on the 13th and 14th and 15th of Islamic months, not English month, Islamic months. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept this majlis of Q&A. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina wa Maulana Muhammad wa alihi wa sahbihi wa barik wa sallim. Rabbi ghufir warham wa anta khairu rahimin. Rabbana zalamna anfusana wa illam taghfir lana wa tarhamna لنكونن من الخاسرين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه محمد وآله وأصحابه أجمعين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.